Start streaming.
not late.
And
It's on the button.
yeah, we're live. We made it. We made it. Audio is working, right? Everything's good? Okay. It says we're live.
I'm in chat. I'm like, it's YouTube lag. We're on time. It's YouTube lag.
No, we're live. We're live. It was 4:59 when I hit that shit.
Right, but it's not going to show up
yeah.
for like 30 seconds, though.
Nope, it's up on my end now.
Oh, there it is. Live. There it is. I see it.
We made it.
I see it.
Okay, cool.
Streams is happenings.
Woo!
It's happening.
Man, that was close. That was close. I was like, I can't be late this week with you here because I wasn't late last week. So everyone attributes the constant lateness to you. By the way.
I know. I tried to crash your stream last week, but that was just awkward.
Oh, I saw all your shit. I was ignoring it on purpose.
I figured.
I was because I told everyone you were dead, so I was pretending like you weren't there. And of course, everyone starts.
And I was getting railed on Twitter. That's why I wanted to come and redeem myself.
Well, everyone kept tweeting me and then commenting like, "Hey Jay, Jerry's trying to get your attention. Hey Jay, look at your Skype. Hey Jay, Jerry says look." And I'm like, I'm pretending like he ain't here.
You're like, I ain't gonna be used. I
dang.
ain't Jerry's keeper.
Suddenly the upstream went to shit. Let it balance out. Oh, there we go. Oh man, I love
Did someone in your house start Netflix?
I don't know. DDoS.
You need real internet, bro.
I know.
You're like a big old rich YouTuber. Why can't you just get a second internet connection and aggregate them?
I'm gonna roll the intro and then I'll vent.
All right, you do that.
Intro's coming.
Welcome to TechTalk, where we're gonna talk about AMD and Microsoft because that's all we really talk about most of the time.
Can we just call it Micro D? Can we call it the Micro D this week?
Yeah.
Oh man, why is it doing that again?
What?
Hold on. Oh, dang it, wrong button.
One job, Jay. One job.
I just rolled the intro twice because I fail. There we go. Jeez, that was really strange. I rolled the intro twice.
TechTalk is all about making mistakes. One after another after another after another.
OBS has been really weird on my end. Anyway, we're back.
All right, I'm getting my shits together here.
What were we talking about?
Things.
Yeah, real high tech. No, there's nothing high tech about this. Jerry, donate a buck. See if the donations are working before I tell everyone that's how they can donate. Because I don't want it to be like everyone donate and it's not working again like last week.
Oh, you want me to test the donation button?
Yeah, donate a buck. I'll give you half of it.
You're a dick. I hate you so much.
Okay, we got some topics we want to talk about this week. Jerry's back, and next week Jerry's going to be in here.
I will be in the centrals of California.
He is. No, I'm in the southerns of California.
Are you in the southerns?
Gosh, you've been here before, like twice.
I don't know where it is. The airplane just like opens the doors and I get out.
Yeah, we're in Southern California.
I don't know how this shit works.
Oh my god, have you ever seen a map?
The gaming website looks so different.
Looks the same to me.
Yeah, mine's like all pink and shit. What is this? This is weird. Hold on.
No, mine's a lovely monochromatic dark gray.
Oh, here we go. Okay, now it's doing it. It was weird. I was on like some kind of preview screen. All right, where's the button? I'm gonna push the button.
You weren't on YouPorn, were you?
Could not complete transaction at this time. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yep, still broken.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter then, does it? See, I click it and it shows up.
Oh, it's working for you? Oh no, it works. Somebody just tested it.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, thank you for the test, guys.
Damn, there goes my plan of let's fall back. Just use my link in the video description.
All right, so if you guys are asking questions about donations, everything you need to know is in the description. Every week, everyone asks.
Video descriptions.
And of course, because we're money-grubbing whores, we want money, cash, dollars, money, dollars.
Money, because you got to pay the IRS, got to pay the insurance, got to buy drugs.
Jeez, screw the IRS. Well, I would say screw the IRS, but about insurance, but they're both equally bad.
You don't screw the IRS screws you.
All right. So this is breaking news, by the way. I don't want to be like, let's get right to the news. I don't want to be like that. But this is
You didn't just do that.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god. I'm dying.
I know.
Okay.
Hobbs is saying it didn't work for him, but obviously for Matt Deering it did. Wait
a second. Do you want? Are you going right after the elephant in the room here, or should we piss them all off with the Microsoft stuff first?
No, I asked some people to hang out in chat, like some other reviewers, to come over here and kind of listen to the story because I want them to research it on their cards as well.
Are they here right
so I'm
now?
going to jump right into this. I don't know, probably. Look, James Swanson, it's like every week. There he is. Jay and Jerry Bacon. Cool. Do a call for the channel for the finalists. All right, we'll get back to the donation.
I've actually got donations coming in too. Here, I'm going to move this over.
We're keeping track of the. Shut up! I have a topic to talk about.
God damn it! We're doing
Gosh.
cash money, Jay.
Cash money. dollars stuff. All right. Anyway, so okay, this is I have to say words like allegedly and supposedly and breaking news because I'm not the one that has like done any deep testing on this. Obviously, my inbox today and I think a bunch of other people's have been flooded with this. Apparently on Reddit, there's a thread, and you guys can find it over there, where supposedly the RX480 is out of PCIe compliance and specification, meaning, and if you guys don't know how this works, power is split on the graphics card between power it gets from the PCIe slot and power it gets from the PCIe power connector from the ATX supply. You know, the what's that thing called?
You ever wonder how video cards worked before they had additional connectors on them? That's how.
Right. So as graphics card got more powerful, they demanded more power, and they started getting that directly from the power supply, hence PCIe power connectors, right? So apparently, the way it typically breaks down is specification states the 12-volt portion of PCIe, and remember, there are multiple voltages, 5 volt and 3.3 volt as well for PCIe. The 12-volt portion, which is what the graphics card's going to use most of, shouldn't pull more than 66 watts, or can't pull more than 66 watts. Actually, it's a standard. Standards are important.
It's the rule.
Apparently,
allegedly and
apparently. No, the thing is, I'm reporting a story, and I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm not the one that's actually done the testing here. But
if we say apparently, we mean allegedly. If
apparently, we allegedly had heard through the grapevine that 66 watts is the standard, but that the RX480 is actually pulling 79 watts on the 12-volt rail alone, and over 85 watts from the PCIe slot, not the power connector, from the slot. So the total TDP of 150 watt being split 75 from the PCIe and 75 watt from the power connector is actually more like 165 watts. The problem is it seems to be pulling the extra power not from the power plug from the PCIe, but from the PCIe slot on the motherboard. Now, that might sound like, Jay, it's only a couple of watts, right? There's people out there that are going to defend it, and then there's going to be the other end of the spectrum. Everyone's like, see, AMD, blah 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 blah. This isn't fanboyism stuff. This goes bigger than that, because the problem here could be if you have a low-end motherboard and you're pulling more wattage through the PCIe slot than compliance and standards allow, you could potentially damage or break your motherboard.
And percentage-wise, it's a lot. It's like plugging a 100-watt bulb into a lamp that's rated for a 60-watt. You're going to burn the shade. Shit's going to melt.
And the dog 223 is saying, wait for the board partners. Guys, if this is a core design of the card, the board partners aren't going to be able to fix that. If the GPU and the way that the see, you understand. Board partners don't just take the chip and then build their own motherboard as they want. I mean, they do, but they do additional things like additional power phases and such like that. If the core itself is demanding that the extra power come from the PCIe and not the power connector, I don't know if the board partners can remedy that, and I'm waiting to see. So I really want to get my hands on board partner cards when they're available to test that. And I know PCPer, who also has confirmed this, is going to do it. Overclock.net's going to test it. Tom's Hardware broke the story. They're going to be testing it. You know they're going to. But the issue here, you guys remember last year when the MSI Crate Series power supplies motherboards came out, and the 970A SLI Crate Edition, which I have, a lot of people went out and bought it because it was like $75, $80. It was really expensive. It was an inexpensive motherboard, and it was also had overclocking features on it. Well, it only had 4-phase power delivery and started blowing up left and right. People were blowing them up by doing even mild overclocks on them. That could potentially happen here if you start overclocking your graphics card. And the reason why I say that is the testing that PCPer and Tom's Hardware have confirmed is that as you overclock the RX480, it can pull up to 100 watts out of the PCIe slot. That's a problem. That's a big problem there. Because if your motherboard doesn't have components that can handle that kind of draw, and I don't know how much design effort motherboards put on PCIe draw. Because when there's a standard there, it's expected that that standard not be exceeded. Maybe they have some safeguard by having beefier components in there. Jerry, you look like you're looking into headlights there. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Yes, I know that there are additional power plugs that go onto motherboards for either 4-pin Molex. My motherboard here has a 6-pin PCIe that I can plug into it. Guys, it doesn't offer additional power to the PCIe slots. That levels out the power draw when you have multiple graphics cards. So instead of having like load line calibration where you go into load and the voltage dips and then you get instability, that's what that is for. It's for supplemental power to keep it at a constant rather than having fluctuating or ripple. So that's not going to solve the problem. So anyway, OC3D did a video on this as well where he talked about it. This is developing. This is the card only came out a day ago. And it kind of sucks that YouTubers like Paul and Kyle and myself, and I don't even think Luke over at Linus tested for this because I don't have the equipment to do proper voltage testing at the PCIe slot.
Go buy a multimeter, bro. Get some prongs.
I have a multimeter, but I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to test the slot level. You know,
Dude, catch your motherboard on fire trying.
Well, a lot of these guys are using equipment to test the 12-volt rail, and that's where they're confirming it. So I don't know. AMD's responded.
Everybody put one in chat if you think Jay should invest in an oscilloscope.
Yeah, okay. Let me put another $5,000 into the test rig to get a good oscilloscope or an O-scope. Anyway, so this is really unfortunate because although the 150 watt power level of the RX480 was good, I mean it wasn't like groundbreaking, right? I mean I think 190 watt or 180 watt was a 1080 and 160 watt was the 1070. So
it was groundbreaking for AMD.
And it could be motherboard breaking too if this turns out to be true. So
at least they're staying true to their
guys,
starting fire.
Let me tell you why I'm concerned. I spent all day testing. As you guys can see on the test bench right there, maybe you can't. That's an RX480 next to an RX480. I was doing crossfire testing all day and overclocking them. Come to find out, I've only been... Damn you, Jerry.
Look at that chat go.
I see that. Only to find out that I've been pulling way more power through my PCIe slots than it's intended. I don't think I damaged my motherboard. I sure as hell hope I don't. It's a UD for ultra
but think
durable.
about like even the warranty implications of that. Let's just say your motherboard, something does go wrong and you go and return it. They're like, what's wrong with your motherboard? Yeah. Oh, I plugged 2 graphics cards into it that pulled shitloads more power than the slot's supposed to allow.
But do you know why this is a bigger problem for AMD? And you and I talked about this before the stream. This isn't a matter of, oh, they're pulling more power than they're supposed to, or, oh, it can damage your motherboard. It's about standards and compliance. And those little logos that go on the box, those logos that say SLI certified or Crossfire certified or PCIe, whatever, those logos are all about being certified. And if the graphics card is not within specs for PCIe, what was it, PCIe SIG or whatever, the standard?
60, yep.
If they determine that the card is not in compliance, they can demand that AMD take the logo off their box, making it no longer considered a PCIe card. And if a lawyer actually chimed in on the Reddit thread and basically said something along the lines of, there's like 2 options here. They can either do a mass recall of all the graphics cards that were sold, add an 8-pin, fix the problem so that it's in compliance, and then keep the logo on the box, or keep the logo on the box when they're out of compliance and seek or deal with a lawsuit, or the PCIe SIG or whatever it's called again. I don't know much about the standardized practice on how those logos are sold and get put on the box. But if they can't relax their standard and they can't allow a card that uses more power from PCIe than it's standardized to get away with putting the logo on the box, because then they dilute their trademark and they could lose the trademark at that point, because the trademark has to also meet the standards of which they were trademarked under. So it's a bigger issue than did AMD lie or did AMD know, or is it going to damage your motherboard? There's legal implications now at this level. So what do you think?
I think this is fucked up. Like, how do you do this? Like, as a company? Like, I know you said, who did you say was the manufacturer outside of AMD that was building these?
Cool. So this is the stuff that bugs me here. I'm gonna ban him from the chat just because I don't like what he said. Wow, go figure. Captain NVIDIA, you spelled NVIDIA wrong, by the way, found fault with the best AMD product in the last few years. So if the best AMD product turns out to be out of compliance, damaging motherboards, you think that's NVIDIA's fault? You think NVIDIA found that? No, these were the deep level reviewers like PC Per and Tom's Hardware that found this, not NVIDIA. So your comment right there deserved you a timeout because your fanboyism right there deserved that. But this has nothing to do with
man. I would have banned his ass.
Oh, he's on permanent timeout. Let's put it that way.
Oh, permanent timeout.
It's not. This isn't about fanboyism. This is about compliance and keeping your components safe. Because if you got damaged motherboard out of this, does that have to do with fanboyism? No, it has to do with facts that something happened here that was out of spec. That's a big deal.
I just don't understand how this happened, because it seems to me as a company that's manufacturing electronics like this, the first thing that you're going to do before you put the sticker on the box that says that it meets the standard is you're going to do some kind of compliance testing. Where was the compliance testing? Obviously, it wasn't done, or there was like some huge gross negligence there. But at any rate, you'd think on something that's that important, you would make damn sure you like crossed every T and dotted every I before.
Coconut Monkey just texted me and said everyone decided to follow VW. The Volkswagen cheating on all the emissions testing.
I get it now.
Yeah. No. Remember, like I told you, the GPUs for this are being made by Global Foundries. So there's another player involved in this. I don't know how that plays in, but Global Foundries is the one that's actually making these chips.
So if there's a recall class issue, Global Foundries is going to be the ones fixing the problem.
I don't know if Global Foundries only just supplied the core, but AMD engineers had to determine how to power that core. Then it would be on AMD, right?
Yeah, it sounds to me like they have a big mess. They didn't expect this to be public.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
allegedly.
it came out. It came out that like this is like the the NVIDIA 3.5 gigs thing again, right? With the 970. But fortunately, having a little bit less memory than advertised isn't going to potentially damage your shit.
I think where this is going to become a huge problem is if they do find a class of motherboard that they slap this into that actually blows. Like all standards aside.
Oh, I need to respond to something before you finish your thought. Someone just asked, "Can't this be fixed on a BIOS update?" No, it can't. It's already been researched and it's already been replied by. Well, first of all, an AMD rep did come into the Reddit forums and kind of start doing the typical pointing the finger back at the reviewers, like you're doing it wrong, or you have an anomalous card, or you're confused. But when you tell Tom's Hardware, PC Per, and Overclock.net, or OC3D that they're confused, yeah, the public doesn't take too kindly on that because those are like the most regarded reviewers on the planet when it comes to deep level testing. So they've since stepped back from that statement. And basically now I reached out to AMD for a response on this, and I was basically told that they're working on a response, and right now there's nothing. So yeah, I don't know what to expect from this, but they apparently the way this works out cannot be fixed on a BIOS level.
It kind of sucks though that this happened right after the little bit of controversy that happened with the BIOS that we talked about 2 weeks ago also.
Yeah, but that was a manufacturer specific issue though, not. Or I'm sorry, that was an AIB, an add-in board partner issue, not an NVIDIA issue.
Oh,
right?
okay.
NVIDIA has no control over the BIOS stuff. The founders' BIOS were not the issue. It was MSI and ASUS sending out test cards with the max overclock enabled, where the reviewer or the retail cards ship with a different clock speed by default. Now the users had access to those clock speeds, so it was a lot less controversial than people wanted to make it out to be.
Oh, jeez. Oh, well, we'll have to see what their official statement is on this one, but I'm sure that's going to be hard when going public, because once they do and it becomes even more mainstream and more people know about it, that's when you're going to see a lawsuit come from this, if anything.
Seems like a perfect time to look at the AMD stocks.
Yeah, I know. What are the AMD stocks sitting at today?
$5.14. Did they come down? Were they at 10?
Yeah, I thought they were a lot higher than that.
They went no.
No. Wow, they're
still up.
Fours a little bit. No, they're actually fairly stable right now.
Yeah.
So at least this controversy hasn't caused massive I think
it became main
though.
news. It became main news though after the market closed for the day. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Here, let me look at Tesla stock. No, it's actually fine. What the hell are everybody talking about?
Why are we looking up Tesla stock?
Everybody was saying that Tesla stock was like tanking because there was a fatality with autopilot.
Oh, geez.
Let me see if I can find that actually.
Did the person in the car die, or
yes, I think so.
Were they being dickholes?
Let's see. Fatal crash. Tesla. Oh, here we go. Let me look at the date on it.
It's just in, guys. Someone died in a Tesla.
In a Tesla. Yeah, first Tesla autopilot fatality after 130 million miles. Not from that one car, obviously.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, damn, that car's got
on a single charge.
Yeah, so Joshua Brown was the person who passed away. Fatal accident occurred in Florida. It took the life of an Ohio man who had actually previously been greatly helped by autopilot. Let's see. It was nearly an accident. It was nearly an accident. He had published dozens of videos of autopilot in action. Oh, crap. So this is a guy who was like publicly showing off autopilot. And just seemed like one of those genuinely nice people who makes your day a bit brighter. Our condolences to family. Update 2. Unfortunately, many of the headlines on the major sites quickly covering this are making it seem like Tesla's in trouble with the NHTSA because of this. Ugh. As of Tesla's blog post make clear, Tesla contacted the NHTSA. I don't know what that is. And the situation is just one of those where it seems
National Highway Transportation and Safety.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so they're saying that it was inevitable, or this could have been avoidable. Maybe. Let me see here. Hold on, I'm trying to read more into this. More important point, in my opinion, once the problem like this appears, system can be redesigned to deal with it. Well, that doesn't do him a hell of a lot of good, does it? Let's see, he also needs to point out...
How fast was he going? I want to know the circumstances around the crash.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out right now. Let's see. First
crazy.
Tesla fatality has been logged. Yeah, they're not... Why are they not giving any details on this? I guess it's being investigated. Let me see what day it happened. Let's see. Wait, was it today? Today is the date that it was reported.
The 30th.
Let's see here. What are we at? Yeah, no, this must be when the article was written, but
Autopilot gate.
That's when it happened. Yeah, it says the agency said the crash came in the 2015 Model S operating with an automated driving system engaged, and it calls for an examination of the design and performance of any driving aids in use at the time of the crash.
We already called that, though.
Yeah.
We said that the National Highway Transportation and Safety Board was going to be like, it's illegal to operate a vehicle without your hands on the wheel at all times.
Yeah, and let's be honest, this was gonna happen because anytime you have a tool that allows somebody like the autopilot system even says when you engage it that you need to be alert, you need to have your hands on the wheel. It is not.
There's also a warning that says no putting your baby in the paper shredder. So why do you need to put that warning there? Some things should go without saying.
Yeah, but then you had people that were like sitting in the back. Like, did you see the videos of the guys that were in the back seat of the Model S? Like a week after I did my video and I joked about it in my video, I'm like, people are going to be driving in the back seat. And Adam's like, no, they won't. There's like sensors in the wheels. They figured out how to circumvent the sensors and like record in the back seat.
You gave them that idea.
I probably did. This death is probably on my hands. Now you just ruined my night. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, Jay.
Hey, that's why I'm here.
But let's see. I'm not getting a lot of information. It looks like they're still investigating like what exactly happened. But the thing is, this was inevitably going to happen. I mean, even if the autopilot worked absolutely flawlessly, there are going to be situations where the cars have to decide who dies. I'm not saying that this is one of those cases, but I'm just saying this would inevitably would happen. Because what happens if you have two Model S's both traveling towards the same destination and one sees one before the other sees it because of sensor placement or something like that? One of them has to make the call of who's going to collide and where. Oh, wait, Adam's actually giving me information. See, this is nice.
They both turned. The problem is they both went right. Or one went right, one went left.
Shit, he said it went under a big rig and took the roof off.
So then it just never knew there was a big rig, maybe because it was too high on the sensor? Like T-bone type of big rig?
Interesting. So, yeah, no, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like it literally went under a big rig. Maybe the sensor didn't detect that it was there.
What was the driver doing then? Going, okay, I'm trusting that you got this.
He was probably checking like his text messages or running a video camera or something.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
There's actually a lost video out there somewhere with the crash.
Well, no, that's the scary thing is the car records everything. I'm sure the
Yeah.
car has tons of onboard footage of the collision, everything. That's all. Tesla has all that stuff because the car is constantly recording that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so it went under a truck. That's absolutely nuts.
I see someone says ban Tesla. Ban Tesla from the U.S. You know what, though? I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing this sort of stuff, like ban autopilot. Like, it's illegal to even have a car to be able to do it.
Oh, man, Joshua Brown looked like he was a pretty cool guy, too. This is sad.
All right, well, let's move into your next topic then. Let's make everyone happy. Everybody sue Microsoft because they're paying. They're paying up. Take it.
Oh, yeah, this sets a great precedent.
Do
all
it.
right. Well,
hey, they said it themselves. Let's just blast it.
Anyways, one last shout out for Joshua Brown. That sucks that he was the first fatality with Tesla, especially since it looks like he was a huge evangelist for him. I mean, the dude posted tons of videos, tons of stuff. Even Elon responded to his videos. That sucks. All right, so shifting gears over to Microsoft, because you guys know how much I love Microsoft, and I always like to report really good things about them.
Today, you're going to help people take their money.
Today, I'm going to help you. Do you want money from Microsoft? I'm going to tell you now.
Do you want money? Yeah.
So
do you hate large corporations that lie and force things down your throat? Yeah.
Do you want to take their money? Yeah. Get it, Jay. So you guys all know about the Windows 10 stuff. You've probably already watched my videos on Windows 10 privacy issues and especially the forced upgrade. The forced upgrade being probably the biggest issue right now that people are complaining about. Where you just wake up one morning, you go over and your computer happens to have Windows 10 on it. Well, somebody decided to fight back. And surprisingly, Microsoft didn't really put up a hell of a fight. The person that fought him was Terry Goldstein. And it looked like she was a small business owner. That one day she came in and her business PC was upgraded to Windows 10 without her consent. She said she didn't even know what Windows 10 was. Like, she had no recollection. Like, she did not know what Windows 10 was.
What rock does she live under?
I know, right? But
she's never seen the pop-up.
Yeah, apparently she hadn't. Because the way that her business computer operated or whatever, she didn't see it. Anyways, She sued Microsoft, and Microsoft paid her $10,000 in compensation for her troubles, because apparently she said that the upgrade interrupted her business. So they paid her 10 grand, and they didn't take it any further to court. So this set a really weird precedent, because Microsoft issued a statement saying that there was no wrongdoing here. Microsoft basically says that the only reason they paid the $10,000 was because they didn't want to draw this out into a lengthy battle, and it would have cost more money not to just pay her, so they just paid her. But, oh, there's no wrongdoing.
Okay, so imagine you're a business owner.
Yes.
Okay, let me paint the picture here. Jerry, you and I own a donut shop. Okay, we've got a very...
This is plausible.
You and I own a donut shop in downtown San Francisco. Okay, and we have a custom piece of software that we use to operate our cash registers and keep control of our inventory.
Can we call it Cashy? I want to call it Cashy.
Yeah, we'll call it Cashy. We have a Cashy system, and it only runs on 8.1 or older because the developers, for whatever reason, maybe they went out of business, they didn't update the software, and we're dealing with like
more than you know, actually.
And the reason why I say that is because this is a real situation that happened to the company I did software for, only it wasn't a donut shop.
Jay, I'm not even shitting you. There's a company still using WordPerfect 5.1.
Okay, so we're dealing with legacy on a company that went out of business or no longer is updating the platform, and so new OS is not supported.
Yeah.
So we're running our cash registers off of our little machine under the desk. People come in, they want their donuts. Suddenly we open up for the morning. We've got to rush. Everyone wants their coffee. Everyone wants their donuts. They want their cheddar and ham croissant. Oh, that sounds really good, doesn't it? And then all of a sudden you realize your computer's updated during the night, and you didn't know. And now your software doesn't work, and you can't run your business. What do? Well, you sue Microsoft. That's what you do.
Sue Microsoft, get your $10,000, close up shop, go on a vacation.
No, you get more than $10,000 because you prove that you've lost way more than $10,000 in both manpower, costs, overhead, and the fact that you can't even continue your business until you get another solution in place because this whole operating system was forced upon you. And it's going to cost you way more than $10,000 to get alleviated. And being a small business operator, a lot of them operate, month to month. Quite honestly, you're out of business. Thanks, Microsoft.
Thanks, Microsoft, for closing our fucking donut shop before we even got started.
Now we've got to eat the inventory before it goes bad.
That's not a problem. We can handle that. So in a nutshell, what you have here is Microsoft.
I want to point out, guys,
Yeah.
the music timing was perfect on that, wasn't it? The music was perfect. You have to play that back.
Did you put music in there?
Yeah, I did. It was perfect. It was I was talking too. Come on.
I know, but every time I talk, it's like
listen to the songs. It even ended right at the end of the rant.
You're a genius.
It was perfect. I know.
You're a fucking visionary, Jay.
I know, but a true genius doesn't know he's a genius. I don't think.
So Jay, let me ask you this: why do you think Microsoft paid the $10,000 instead of legitimately taking this to court?
Because they knew they'd lose.
Bingo! And I think
it has nothing to do with drawing it out. They knew they'd lose.
No, and this is the thing is, I think they honestly thought that if they just paid this lady the $10,000, that it would just be swept under the rug. But no, this what was it, Goldstein? Yeah, Goldstein. She wasn't going to fall over. She's like, no, I'm going to go talk to the Seattle Times and shit, and she did. And now Microsoft's all over the front page of everything about this. But you know what this does? This sets a precedent. There is a precedent,
not president. This doesn't set in an Obama.
Don't you make fun of my pronunciation. I can't speak very well.
Pronunciation.
But anyways, this opens up the floodgates, right? Anybody now that had a Windows 10 upgrade that happened while they were sleeping, that screwed up their ability to work or screwed up their ability to use their computer, has every grounds right now to go file a lawsuit against Microsoft for that action.
Yep.
And right now, there is a case on file that says that $10,000 was paid in this exact same circumstance. So Microsoft either has to pay or they have to take it to court, which they didn't want to do. And if they take it to court, then most likely it'll become a class action, and like a million billion people will jump on that class action because this is bullshit. Everybody knew it was bullshit, and everybody warned them over and over and over again, and they still pushed, and nagged, and here's where they're at.
There are people whose entire businesses are based on doing these sorts of lawsuits, hoping for settlements, right? Not just patent trolls, but people who would just go out and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to try this too." There are going to be enough people trying this to where Microsoft will eventually be like, "Nope, we're going to take someone to court. We're going to win just to prove the point." What's going to happen is they're going to go to court, they're going to lose, and then everyone's going to want to go to court because it's a bigger settlement.
Exactly. And if this, oh my God, if this goes to class action, could you imagine like how much money would be involved in that? I mean, if they paid a single person 10 grand, without even going to court. No legal fees, nothing of the sort. What are they going to have to pay in a class action to cover
the
that?
Class action lawsuit will add up to something like $14 million divided amongst everyone who has it. Remember, they have like what? We have 40 million users now, and everyone gets like 66 cents.
It's true. Just like when I remember AT&T had a class action lawsuit about 2 years ago that I was a member of. And the class action lawsuit had to do with them basically siphoning minutes off the plan. Like, basically, you had so many minutes they claimed they carried over, but they only carried over so many minutes, and they didn't carry over all your minutes.
I remember that, the rollovers.
Yeah, there was a rollover issue. So they got called on it. The class action was, like, filed, and it was for, it was, like, for an amazing amount of money. It was, like, $20-30 million or something like that. But, yeah, you're right. I got a check in the mail, and I think it was, like, $1.75. Yeah, and it was like I had to fill out paperwork. Like it took me like probably.
Then the lawyer took the $1.20 of it.
Yeah. I'm like, you dick. Like why are you even involving me in a lawsuit if all I'm gonna get paid is like $1.75? Like it cost me more than that to like mail you the damn document.
Because the lawyers that did the class action lawsuit took their 66% off the top. So that one law firm took the 66% lump sum of the class action or whatever it is. And
$40 million and 60 cents is a good payday, but for me, nope, not so much.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do some. We have some donation comments that came in here, so I gotta get to those. You ready?
Oh, I got a couple too. You do yours first though, since I'm a second class citizen on here.
JayzTwoCents says, Jay, send Jerry bacon. He's coming over next week, next Wednesday. He can get his own bacon.
I'm getting bacon on Saturday. One of my followers is sending me bacon.
Euphemism. Sounds like a euphemism. You're getting bacon on Saturday.
I have a follower literally send me a package of some bacon.
All right. James Swanson says, do a call for his channel, The Finalist. The Finalist? FANALYST. The Finalist.
That's his channel?
Yeah. We discuss news that happens in the NFL. We are currently on break until August. Well, then why are you having me send everyone over there if you're not doing anything until August?
Yeah, if we send everybody over there and you're not doing anything, they're going to be like, man.
You guys got to talk about all the off-season stuff, all the draft stuff. All right. Sviatoslav Lichdev says, Jay, how would you pronounce that?
Svetoslav Lichdev?
It sounds like a
Dude, you said like sauce. Fiat something bathtub mailbox. Like, what did you say?
Jay, thanks for a lot of cool videos. You've taught me a lot. By the way, I've got 2 Sapphire 390X and Crossfire. Do you think it's still good with that for a while? Yep.
No, it's gonna burn your motherboard out, dude. You hook a multimeter onto that.
I knew you were gonna go there. A concept. Oh, get it. A concept.
I like that. That's
you should have put a T at the end. All right. Hey, Jay and Jerry. Great show as usual. Jerry, are you going to World Maker Fair this year? You already answered that.
Bet your happy ass I am. I am going to World Maker Fair this year. I just don't know who it's going to be with yet.
What if he's sad right now? What if he's not happy?
What? I'm happy.
You said you bet his happy ass. His happy ass. Maybe he's sad.
He's watching this show. How could you not be happy watching us?
He said, is there another Barnum remix in the works?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No.
When I say yes, I mean no, but yes.
James Duncan says, love the show, guys. Keep it up.
Well, we will, James. We will.
We keep it up, if you know what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Boing!
And Pretty Men. No, just kidding. Cypress 120Z says, splitting the donation. I assume you have $7 or $7.
Jay does not split the donations. He hoards them and lures them over me.
No, he says he's splitting the donations. I bet you he has one that he sent.
Oh, did he send one to me? What's his name?
Cyrus 120Z.
Oh, of course his real name comes through because he used PayPal. Oh, no, I got it.
Okay.
I know his real name. I can out him.
Oh, dang.
Michael.
Drama alert. Okay. Hey, Jay, how would you go about filling a loop with a PWM pump when it's not connected to the Mobo and is connecting the PWM cable to the Molex powered fan hub safe? Yeah, you can.
What the hell is a PWM pump? Sounds like an adult toy.
It's a powered woman man pump. No. It uses the same PWM circuit, just like a fan, to speed up and slow down the pump with CPU load.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can use a 3-pin, with a 4-pin adapter like to Molex to power the pump. Yes, you won't hurt it to bleed it, and then you can. Because the problem is when it doesn't see some pumps, it's weird. I don't know, some like DDC lane DDC pumps. I have one in the test bench. When it doesn't see a PWM circuit, it goes automatically to full speed, which is perfect for bleeding a loop and getting air out. Some of them, who the heck's beating on my door? Some of them will go down to the slowest speed. Yes.
Open the door.
I'm doing Tech Talk.
I know, but open the door.
Go away, it's Tech Talk time.
I am supposed to open the door. Bad things happen when I open doors. I played a game about a door.
They do have.
Oh
that.
my
They
Things
just
obviously
lie.
happen
Really?
when you open doors.
Really?
Always have.
Payback's a bitch.
You're gonna
This
get
is not
stabbed.
fair. This is so not fair.
Hi.
What is happening?
Boom.
I just got rated by Paul, Kyle, and Josh.
Josh,
That's some
I gotta-
bullshit,
You have
guys.
to-
Yeah,
That's
I
some
know,
bullshit
right.
right there.
Aye,
About
aye, aye.
20 degrees.
More vertical.
I almost wore that shirt.
Yeah?
I don't own yours.
'Cause it's awesome.
And I have yours, but not his. So yeah, okay. Well, we were trying to actually have a professional show here, but suddenly
No,
the
you have
standards
Jerry.
just
Okay.
Professional
went
my
through the
ass.
floor.
Oh my
So
god.
now what do we do? I only have one chair. You guys all have to share.
Now you just carry on.
That-
Like
that-
we're not
that's-
here.
that was
Hey,
my
you tell that
question when
fucking
this happened to
traitor
me.
behind you
What do I
driving
do
a Merc.
now?
We're just gonna go
It
play
sucks,
VR.
huh?
Yeah.
The problem is they can't hear you because if I do that, then it's gonna be nothing but an echo.
I can
Okay.
just.
You can pull it up and then we can echo it.
Just,
Oh,
just
God,
tell,
look at the
tell,
chat,
tell
all the
Josh
waffle
he's a
mouths.
fucking
Listen
traitor
to
for
what
driving that Merc.
Jerry's
Tell him
saying.
that.
Hey, everybody.
Jerry's calling you a traitor for getting the Merc. He says he's getting the Shelby on Saturday.
But he's a traitor.
We wouldn't all fit in the Shelby.
Okay, what do you do?
It's amazingly powerful. He.
The Merc?
Wait,
Hey, now we
yeah,
got some
that's
eye
what
candy in the
it is.
background.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh,
So ratings just went
Yeah.
through the
I'm not
roof.
done with all this.
Well, he
I'm
says
not hip to your jive,
Merc.
friends.
he says that the Merc
Mercenary? What?
he says that the Merc is very powerful. Now of course Coconut Monkey's like, so Denny's.
Yeah, exactly. Denny's and chill.
Aye, aye, aye.
She's like, I'm trying to be professional. I run
Well-
a YouTube channel.
You don't have like
Let's
a
see.
norms or? Some classic?
No, we do not have a norms around here. We don't have that level of classiness that goes on here.
Jerry is not amused.
Okay, let me finish getting through these comments real quick. That way we can, I guess we can just kind of clusterfuck our way around the next half hour.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we usually
Where
do.
was I? Oh yeah, Pup Shepherd says, "Hey, Pup Shepherd, every week, every single week." You want to? That's one.
We love us some pup.
Are they rating my stuff? Look, well, see,
Well, since they can't hear me, I'm just gonna
top
do this.
shelf on the left.
Oh,
That-
is this where you gotta like do your e-peen on me?
Yeah, that's where you should have.
This isn't for
You
you,
should've
the
done it
viewers.
there.
This is for them standing by Jay.
What are you guys doing there?
Setting up your 1080 and
Oh.
that's
We're just gonna
alright.
build a PC in
Perfect.
the back here.
Okay,
Come on.
yeah, have at it. They're rating the closet now. So
Jay, you
Anyway.
really need a better security system.
yeah, I need a wife that knows how to say no. Wait, that sounds terrible.
You don't want a wife that knows how to say no. I've been
That
down that
sounded
road.
so wrong. So Pup Shepherd again says, spent the day at a rainbow rally. What's a rainbow rally?
Is that like a gay pride thing? I don't know.
Josh?
I have no idea what that would be.
He said he sent Paul a shirt. Jerry, what's your fan mail address? He's got a P.O. box. Where can they find that?
P.O. Box 279, Duval, Washington. It's in my video description of everything I make.
Andrew Zerletek. If Apple created a car, would it have windows? If Apple-
Oh, God. Okay.
Let's see, Alexin Simba.
Man, you are struggling today, aren't you?
These words, these names.
It's 3 words. It's Alex and Simba.
Oh, I see. $5 to make it. Well, I've got a bit of a clown
You're
show
like-
going
you're
on
like
behind
Alex
me.
and the
Jesus.
$5 to making AMD
Okay.
great again.
I deserve this for what happened with their live stream a couple months ago.
Oh, is this premeditated?
Just relax.
No, I didn't know they were coming. Apparently they planned this shit.
No, I
okay,
mean, they
okay.
planned this on you to get revenge.
Now Josh did want to go on a Canon drive today, but I said no. I've got Tech Talk. I've got a podcast that I do.
And I was like, but Jerry's gonna cancel anyway.
I won't argue. I cancel sometimes.
They can hear me now.
The fat gets stuck up
I-
in my vocal cords
Can
and
they
I
hear me
can't do the
better,
show.
just hand me the shotgun.
I've got a
over there.
microphone right here.
Josh is making me
Behind
jealous.
wireless.
the-
This is
really?
Bluetooth.
Are you? You got my camera now. What are you doing over there?
Come on, Josh, you dirty, dirty boy.
Shoot a video.
Yeah,
I want
just
to.
gonna-
I better get a. I better get a shoulder massage at
All
PAX.
right, hold
This
on,
will be my
hold on,
video for
guys.
the week,
PAX
Jay.
PDX land.
Shooting you.
Hold on, guys.
You
This
enjoy
is
that.
this will be the mic for the.
like that one time at the movie.
This will be the mic for the peanut gallery. This will be good for karaoke and.
Wait, do you have like a wireless mic you're tying in? What is that?
No, I've got a mixer with multiple amp inputs. You know that.
I got one of those too. I've just never used it for more than one input.
All right, hold on. Oh, damn it.
Kyle Woltz worked for cash.
Well, while
How-
they're doing that, I'm gonna call out some more of. I'm gonna call out
Yeah,
some of my
do that,
donations,
please,
my
because I
feeds.
was expecting to continue this being very amateur hour.
Let's see. Jacob Anthony said, "Hey, I've been watching your videos for 2 years. You and Linus
Whoa,
are
in
my
real life.
two guys."
Whoa, that's hold on.
Valve
Hold on.
betting
The show's
lawsuit.
really boring in person. Can you turn the fan off?
Question: I don't know much about the Valve betting lawsuit, but I've been hearing a lot of stuff about the CS:GO betting. Is that the same thing?
There we go. Sorry about that, guys. That was like it literally sounded like an earthquake when I turned that on.
I just heard what you said like 20 seconds ago.
Oh, jeez.
Hey
You
Jay,
need like more video cards so it doesn't lag so much, Jay.
I'm doing my best, Jerry. I'm doing my best. Okay, what?
hey, do you
What?
know anything about this Valve betting lawsuit? Is it anything to do with that CS:GO betting stuff?
Probably. It probably
You have
because
sicker?
yeah,
I need a bin.
I've made a bad decision.
Do you guys actually have a boom with a mic on the end of it now?
Yeah, it's my my AT4053B.
Everybody go grab a ukulele
Hey,
and
Jay,
we'll
what's your
make
Wi-Fi
we'll make
password?
internet history right now.
What's my Wi-Fi password?
Okay, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. You
between
guys
us.
gotta all be
Burn up
quiet,
all
okay?
My bandwidth here.
It's Conky Dong 5000.
You can hear them through the mixer, right?
Oh yeah, I did. Conky dong.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Just checking.
So Jacob, I don't know anything about the betting stuff. I know that it's like popular, like kids
So
spending
weird.
money and betting money on stuff. That seems really kind of weird to me. I'm gonna go try
Well,
it though. as soon
Just
as
get your
the stream's
crotch.
over. Let's see, Michael. There's the matching donation for 750. He said, "Rest of my donation, but on a side note, just wanted to say to you both, you've been a big help from Part of Tech Jay and your Draw My Life video and Jerry talking about your depression and working through it have really helped someone who has gone through those."
I think he
am still
forgets I can
working
hear him
through all-
whispering.
I think
Why
I
did I
should
hear
just
that?
do voiceover into the microphone.
I just got like a half.
It's like Josh is like, it's like pointing right at him. Sorta. Wait, if it was pointing at him, it'd be like there.
It's
There
the
we
Kyle
go.
and Josh mic.
Josh's
Oh, God.
voice, boy.
If
You
anybody
can
can kneel,
melt
should
butter
do
with that voice.
Well, the problem is if I add a little bit of low end to make the other guys sound very radio ready, then Josh is like in the mic.
I don't know what you're talking
You get in the closet, Josh.
I
And then
like
come
his
out of the
deep
closet.
voice.
when
Hey,
you're
what do
ready.
you know? Kyle's already in here.
So Alex donated and said, "Pray for fan funding."
can't
Yeah,
say
I
Chinese
wish.
fire
They
drill.
messaged
Say,
me today and said they have no idea how to fix it.
Mexican fire drill?
Oh yeah.
What is it?
I still find it hard to believe.
How would I know?
Kyle, is it Chinese fire drill or Mexican
Let me
fire
turn
drill?
them all the way down. There. I find it hard to
Shit, turn them all
believe
down. Shut them up.
that YouTube doesn't know how to bring back their button.
They don't. They don't know how to give me fan funding. It says my channel does not qualify for fan funding, but everything in the back end says it does.
Oh, it's because you need 1 million subscribers.
Oh shit! I'll get on that.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so $5 to make AMD great again. Sorry for mutilating Alex and Simba. Got it. Antonio Arias says 79 Z28 T-stop. I think it means T-top. Camaro automatic with a 350 or a 98 5-speed Firebird 350. The dude, get the 4th gen, hands down. Get the 4th gen. Let's see, Antonio. He did it twice. Okay,
did it
whoops,
twice.
T-top. Oh, I see. Okay, he fixed it. And then he gives me pronunciation on his name. Aris. My bad. Also got to do a dual loop in a 6700K. Jay's a dickhole. Yes, I am.
Ooh, and he's got a 1080. Well done.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for mine. I'm waiting for the strict.
He's
start.
one of like 6 people who've actually gotten shipped their 1080s.
I know, right?
Menson1 says, what about the news that Microsoft had changed their Windows 10 upgrade prompt to be less deceitful? I heard there's also a revert button. Okay, I knew the button was always there in control panel.
No,
like-
there is. There is. You can
But
roll
now
back.
there's a
but
prompt?
You only have 30 days to do it, and
But
it,
no,
it takes a lot of time.
Are you getting prompt the option now to roll back?
Oh, that I don't know. If they did that, that would be very nice.
Jay's looking.
Everything I've seen says that you have to actually open up the settings control panel, like the modern app control panel, and actually go to the rollback option.
Oh, yeah, I'd seen that, but I someone had told me that there was a rollback option now.
Oh, dude, Ian just donated
popped
20
up.
bucks. Said, "Oh my God, I love those guys." Hi, Paul. Hi, Josh. Hi, Big
Oh,
C.
I love them too. Just not.
Oh, and
just
Jay
not
and Jerry.
now.
Don't worry, we got included. He said, "Is the AMD RX480 problem factor rumor?" It's
fact.
It's fact.
It's fact. But how? But
everything
how?
we said was allegedly, though.
Everything we said was allegedly, but when PC Per reports on it, Ryan Strout's pretty credible.
Dude,
Tom's
they
Hardware
hook-
reported on it.
They hooked
So
electronic or power monitoring equipment like to the freaking slot and in between the card and measured it. So
well, the question is going to be how is AMD going to proceed now, if their PCIe compliance is not there. Yeah,
they can't
so,
handle a lawsuit, dude. They're only worth $5. So
Let's see, Kyle.
What?
Kyle, no drilling your penis again.
I'm not doing anything.
All right.
do you think AMD could beg forgiveness if it does go to court, though? Like, we don't have that much money. NVIDIA's a bunch of bullies. Just
Why didn't we bring the
leave us alone.
He could be trying to talk. We just like poke it in.
Why didn't you bring what?
The dildo.
Oh, jeez. You know, I thought that might have actually been photoshopped because I was like, "There's no way they would put that in their live stream without somehow getting flagged."
It's magic. You get a PO box. People send you dildos. It's amazing.
Somebody wants you to.
How's he not
I don't need a PO box
I
to get
saw
a
the
dildo.
screenshots from that actually.
But it's free. It's free dildo.
I do like the unicorn version
You
though.
smell it to make sure it wasn't used.
Kyle's unicorn dildo was amazing.
Anytime anyone's
Thank
like, why do you have a dildo? You could be like, it's not mine. Well, somebody sent it to me.
Yeah, I didn't buy this.
Right.
Yeah, but you had to do a review, right?
All right, hey guys, let's stop talking about sending dildos to PO boxes, okay?
Oh yeah, everyone. What was your PO box again, Jerry?
It's in my video descriptions. Leave me alone.
All right, Justin Slagle says, "I love the show. Jay, Haswell or Broadwell for gaming?" I guess Broadwell. It's newer.
Armin Singh just donated 1 cent and said, "This will feed your family. You're welcome." I'm not reading any more 1 cent comments, but I'm sorry, that was funny. I had
They
to
add
do it.
up. All the 1 cent comments add up.
Oh my
Where can I
God.
send everyone some Alaskan brewing beer for Tech Talk and Awesome Hardware? I don't know. Does Awesome Hardware have a PO box? Any of you guys?
Right now it's just Paul's.
Just mine.
Okay, is it in your description?
No, I don't have it written anywhere because I don't want to spam. It's 4325.
Oh.
432.
Okay.
Box 4325.
Hold on. You can put it. Okay, if you want to send them beer and it's not spiked, hopefully.
We love beer and
Spike beer.
yeah.
I heard that they
we
love
can spike the beer
roofies,
with more
too.
beer.
Absolutely.
What's your PO box?
PO box is 4325 Diamond Bar, California 91765.
There you go.
Let me tell you about my work.
Send them some horse tranquilizers.
Horse tranquilizer. Duo Max Attack says, would an 8-pin power boosted PCIe extender fix the 480's non-compliance issues? No, because like I said, it that keeps your level, your load level on the PCIe slot. It doesn't.
Wait,
add
why
more
would it
power
matter
to
where the power was coming from? If it was injecting it at the slot level, wouldn't that solve the problem?
But how are you going to keep that from feeding into the other slots?
Hopefully the motherboard manufacturer wasn't a dipshit and put some diodes in there. I don't know. I'm not an electrical engineer.
I don't know
Jay.
how much power. I don't know how much power the diodes can actually filter going the other way.
That's actually a good
The
point.
po-
but
the bottom line
does
is,
that
though-
technology exist though? I mean, do they actually have that, or was he like speaking theoretically?
I don't know, but isn't the point? Should anyone have to do any of this?
No, nobody should have to do that. But I'm actually like genuinely like wondering if there's some kind of PCIe slot power injection.
All right, David Collins says, Did you, Jerry, get his Subaru care package with tasty cakes?
Not
What?
yet. But I'm checking the PO box on Saturday. So, holy shit,
Um,
this is a thing.
Is it?
Gen
Wow.
3 PCIe HS card module plugs in and allows you to take external power from the Molex, plug it into it, and then plug the card into that. And it
Well,
says
why-
full hot swap control for attached PCI, glitching of any signals. Active. Here, I'll just send you.
Is that how they're doing the external PCIe graphics cards for motherboards?
This has to be like. No, I like can't even believe something like this exists. Like AMD should just like include this in the box.
Wow.
Here. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Jay's getting
Like, I
rated.
can't believe that
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah, I'm getting rated.
What's the purpose? Hold on. Okay, it says it's fitting into a standard 60X PCI slot. The PCI module allows advanced, repeatable testing of PCI devices. Control. Oh, it's like a testing device. Why the hell does it have power coming into it then?
It's off.
I figured it was.
Who is Skyping me?
Wanted to poke the tip.
Oh, I don't know. I don't. But I guess I'm not that interested in that because nobody should have to do that to keep from
It's like
blowing
a
up their
poor people
motherboard.
version of it too. Here, I'll send you the poor people version so you can look at it later.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's interview time.
Yeah, let's interview people. Let's do it.
No, not Josh.
Who should we bring in?
Yeah, let's get some actual popular YouTubers in here, please.
I want to ask Josh why he decided
heard of
instead of being an American patriot to be a Nazi driving that Merc around.
Jerry wants to know why you wanted to be a Nazi instead of an American patriot.
He said Carroll Shelby died. I'm pretty sure like Daimler and Benz died first. So, you know, we're going with who's first.
Jay, you have children.
Why don't you have your carbon monoxide?
Because the battery literally went out last night and was beeping in the baby's room. So I swapped the one in the baby's room with the good one from the hallway, and then I bought batteries today that I have to put in there today.
Okay.
Hey, ask Josh what model was that Merc that you?
Well, hey,
I was do a hardline liquid cool
I was
build in
safe.
20
Look right
minutes.
outside the door. So that's from literally right outside my door in the closet. So at night, I just open the closet door and let that one do the job. See, I'm thinking.
It's probably
no
heat
idea.
because there was
No,
carbon
well.
monoxide flooding the place.
There's like one of those every 6 feet in this house. It's weird. I'm like, is there a problem?
Every
need
time
to
I
know?
have Mexican, it just goes crazy.
Yeah, so I feel like I need to play some music in this case because this is now just a shit show.
But like I said, I will be getting the Shelby on Saturday.
There's no redeeming yourself. You should have got it first.
Really though?
You did the poll and then you ignored the results.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't.
ignored
Because
the
people
results,
kept
man.
voting
That's
after the
communism.
poll was done. When I picked the car, the Merc had won. But it was damn close though. It was damn close.
Paul and I wouldn't have fit in that car.
Yeah, that was part of it too. I mean, not that we knew we were coming out here, but in the off
You
chance
could have
that
just
this was
sat
gonna
on
happen.
his
Dude,
lap.
that Shelby doesn't even know what
Technically, the
traction
Shelby's a
control is.
four-seater.
It would have been like way funner to drive.
Kyle, did you bring the dildo? No.
Ay.
How are you carrying that not using your hands? Wouldn't you like to know?
Jeez.
It's kind of like lawn.
Jerry,
Julian
Jerry,
11
Jerry.
donated, said when I rolled. Oh, what?
I need you to drive.
All right,
You
you go ahead and disengage. I'm gonna go through. I'll
Yeah, you drive for a minute.
All right, you take care of business.
You have
So
to look
Julian
at it,
11
you know,
donated, said when I rolled back from Windows 10 2 days ago, it corrupted my Windows install and I had to reinstall Windows and lost all my files. Do you think people can sue Microsoft for this? Absolutely.
Grand
Somebody
Slam
sued
will lose over
Microsoft
my-
for a successful upgrade to Windows 10. They just screwed up their business in the software that they were running. So I'm pretty sure an absolute corruption of data
Yeah.
would absolutely qualify. You'd have to prove it, of course. So you might have to go and find like, a computer shop or something to analyze the computer and make sure it's not a hardware issue.
You
that
like my
caused-
organizational skills?
I wouldn't.
but absolutely, Microsoft, absolutely, I think that's something that you can pursue.
I have the revolvers downstairs.
Eric Toxil donated, said thanks for all the awesome videos. You are welcome. We have Eric Manser. Wow, Eric's a popular name tonight. Said hi. I was wondering if you guys are planning to meet up. In
You know I
Southern
can see you, right?
Where? What's he doing?
He's blowing in my face.
Hey, so are we having a meet up next week or not, Jay? Are we gonna like ride our bikes,
I-
and get like mugged and our kidneys stolen and shit?
I'll leave it up to you.
That's right. Did that HP video.
Probably, guys. We'll probably have a meetup because I don't think we've ever done like a meetup in Southern California. We've done it when Jay's been up here, but I've never done it when I've been down there. So yeah, just assume we'll do it. Well, just keep an eye on Twitter.
Well, I don't know. Typically I'll tweet out like, "Hey, I'm heading to Micro Center," and there's no one there.
There's no one there. Nobody wants to go to Micro, except for that one guy that just knew me. That was a total freak accident.
What's up?
Let's see.
That's a
I got
UV one.
$6 from Collins Retail Products. So keep up the good work. I watched your Periscope the other day. I hope you're doing better. Big bear hugs from Subaru. Aw,
Can you give me that then?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. It's just one of those things where it's like, when you don't move for a while and then you get up and you realize that you're all atrophied and you kind of let yourself get a little further than you wanted to be. Yeah, that's what's happening.
I muted it.
What did you mute?
Kyle just
There,
does it
Mike.
most of the time.
I just like feeling it.
Yeah, I can't afford one of them super expensive Sennheiser mics. I've got a family to pay for.
Get on mic level, bro.
Get on mic level.
See what you did there.
Jerry, you're not driving very good.
Uh-oh.
That could be like a triple.
Amazon just sent me a message saying that my credit card's expired, so they can't send me my stuff.
That's fine.
What?
That's all
Why
right.
did it say it was okay when I ordered it, though?
Maybe it expired between the time you ordered it and the time they went to run it.
You guys can't do that. Give me my orders.
I bet your Coconut Monkey's like all mad right now.
Yeah,
Because-
he's already tweeted like the amount of jelly I have right now.
Yeah, because he came over here last night and was hanging out. We were gonna paint the calipers on my car, and I decided no. I want to do either powder coat or epoxy.
Yeah.
And so he had postponed dinner with his mom from last night to tonight. So
Well, I'm
yeah,
having breakfast
sucks
with her
to be
tomorrow.
all like responsible son and shit.
It's just his mom.
It's just his mom.
Like I said, I'm taking her to breakfast.
Tell her to beat it.
Oh yeah, Josh is taking her to breakfast. Just go with them in the morning.
Yeah, you just see Nick. Hey, man.
Denzo Defiler says, Josh, just strap Paul to the hood of the Shelby.
He doesn't have the Shelby.
Yeah, but the view from the driver's seat would not be that good. Well, I think you need to get your prostate checked, buddy. I can see the pulse through your shorts.
Jeez.
Josh
guys.
is like the Merc because it actually has a stereo in it, air conditioning.
These
Which
guys.
major vein would be showing through? I mean,
That's my concern.
internal one.
Anthony had to do an end run. He said, my donation's
Oh,
for Jay.
sorry.
So he donated to me for you. So my donation to Jay, 'cause it's not going through. Jay, can you do a video on water cooling loop order if it makes a difference on what order it goes through? Heat source, pump, radiator, and reservoir.
It doesn't matter, but I should do it just to show, huh?
And he said all that's needed is a BIOS update for the RX480. I
It's
think
no. A BIOS update won't fix it.
we already confirmed that's not the case.
It's a hardware
Hey,
issue.
Jerry, I want to blame.
It's the same reason why a BIOS update couldn't fix the RAM issue on a 970.
What did they have?
See, there you go. And Anthony, yeah, the Prusa i3 is actually a pretty good little 3D printer. I was surprised. It was actually fairly easy to assemble too.
Oh god, now we're talking about 3D printing.
Yeah, I've got a video
Another
coming out someday. I'm just gonna say someday. For now, all my
Someday.
videos are someday.
Jerry, yeah, every video of yours is someday.
Copying them and pasting them, or does you have somebody?
So, oh wait, what is this? Tesla S driver caught sleeping at the wheel. Oh, I've seen this video.
Hobsletop is the one that manages our donations.
He's totally faking. He wasn't
You
really
have somebody
sleeping.
to help?
I don't think.
Mhm.
Jay doesn't-
Because we kept missing them.
Oh yeah.
What are you?
And
what are
you
doing over
have you
there?
seen the?
Yeah, it happens to us too. We get so many.
Because you get that little square that you get to read them in,
Yeah.
right? And then they don't all show up there.
They come in so fast.
All I hear is Jay, so this is very confusing.
That's
What?
our experience. It's the same. Ours is.
Make it fucking rain.
There, are you happy now?
There
They're
we
really
go.
loud.
Now I heard
What
you
is
there.
this?
That was better.
Hello.
They are really loud. They're way louder than
Oh.
me. I hear myself in that mic.
I just
And
itched
it's
my
facing
balls.
the way.
Mike,
I'd like
check.
to hear you in no mic.
Mike, check. Check.
Just gotta cut off.
No, I turned it down a little
Turn it
bit.
back down.
Okay, yeah, tell a story, and I'll just selectively choose the words.
A story?
It's like Mad Libs.
What kind of
Seth
story?
Durham said, "Do
Well,
you
you
think
start.
you'll ever catch up to Nvidia, or will they stay the
Once
same
upon a
price?"
time, there was a man named Kyle.
The end.
What? What is happening?
That wasn't that.
That was a funny story.
No.
Jerry's
I
all,
told
what
a
the
funny
hell is
story right
happening? What was the question?
I wish Jerry was here too.
What?
Hobbs said that, Paul, you can hire him for an unreasonable rate.
Okay.
His rates are really competitive.
Oh,
Just
well,
saying.
I'll
that's
give you
good.
11 teams.
Yeah, I think his rates are
I'll
reasonable.
pay you $1 more than Jay pays you.
Okay.
What do we pay him? Like $600-700 a show? I think that's like the going rate, right?
We only pay him 50% of the donation. Paul looked
On,
up like,
on,
oh,
on
what?
my side, on the PayPal, it's
We're
Yeah.
doing
deactivated.
our own
We pay
thing.
50% of whatever they donate to Jerry.
We don't like our fans.
Okay.
I'm just
we got-
happy some people actually took the time to go down and read the video description and click my link. That makes me
Oh,
happy.
jeez.
That means some people care about me.
Take that thing off screen, otherwise Steve is going to be in here talking about Overwatch for the next 2 hours.
Samuel, Alex, Michael, Jacob, Ian, Armin. Armin is 1 cent.
I watched that
He
video.
asked me the other day,
That was a good
"Can you
video.
play Overwatch game?" I'm like, no, you fucking ruined it, dude. Shut
Garrett,
up about
Julian,
it.
Eric, Collins, and Anthony.
You don't like Overwatch?
Anthony.
No, because it's Steve.
What happened?
Damn it,
Maybe
Steve.
play it one time.
What, are you talking to me? I can't tell who's
He
talking
does
to
have a
who.
way of. He turned us off again. We're having a completely separate conversation, so he should have.
It's because we can't hear Jerry.
We should
Steve,
do a straw
Steve
poll.
has a
Which mic do
way
you wanna-
for me of being overly enthusiastic about something to the point that
It-
makes me be
it-
like, no, I don't want to be.
Like he
I wanna-
absorbs your enthusiasm.
Yeah, I don't want to be excited about that.
Yep.
You've already done it for me.
It's kind of like that with Overwatch. It's so great. It's so good. I'm like, dude, you fucking killed for me. I got you, man. I'm sorry, but you know what? And it's like, quit smiling.
It is
Quit smiling.
It is a very fun game. I've enjoyed
I
it.
played it once.
Really, just once?
Once, and then Steve was talking in my ear the whole time I'm playing.
Well, Diana's been playing it, and she keeps being like, "You want to play Overwatch?" And I'm like,
What is happening right now?
Steve, it's not.
I don't know if you played with Steve.
I cranked their game through the floor, or through the roof.
I'm going to Steve's house to feed his cat this weekend.
What's the chat saying?
Saying take it off.
Take it all off.
Ear rape.
Like take the stream off.
I'm gonna try to sit in a very uncomfortable position in this chair.
Jerry, are you listening to the stream?
No.
Play it back.
Do a little wiki.
Are we playing
See,
that?
I can do it to people in the room too.
I don't know what's
What?
going on right now.
I think we signed up for the wrong video.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I did not know.
That's what people are hearing right now.
I'm so confused.
No
Everyone's
idea.
just like,
What we're saying is being featured so prominently. We should talk about.
You know what I hate about Steve?
He's so damn nice.
God, he's always smiling and shit. Makes me want to just like
nice
not do anything. Then one time he helped that homeless kid. I'm like, you fucker.
Oh,
Alex
apparently
Alex
there's a
sure
missed
says shit
donation.
show. Yeah, it
Hobbs.
is a shit show.
Hobbs, you missed the donation.
fuck those
You're
guys.
welcome.
Someone just like,
Let's see. Michael Garland said since Jay doesn't read donations, it actually wasn't Jay. It wasn't Jay. Just it didn't make it into the document. It was a bug.
Wow.
It's okay.
I've read every donation that's been put in front of me.
Yeah. So no, he has. So Michael Garland said a PCIe 3.0 spec allows for negotiation of power requirements up to 300 watts. In fact, so if the card is negotiating available power with the motherboard, then it is not out of spec. Same reason why GPU over 30 watts won't post and a Dell small form factor PC because they failed to negotiate power requirements. Is there any truth to that?
I wouldn't be the person to ask.
Let's see, PCI. Yeah, because he claims that PCI 3.0 allows the card to request power up to 300 watts. But I can't imagine the slot supporting 300 watts. How the hell could you run 300 watts with those small traces on the mother?
Has anyone in this room ever heard that PCIe 3.0 actually allows for negotiated up to 300 watts of draw through the slot?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Once.
75 watts.
It'll work one time.
Maybe the negotiated power is up to 300 watts, including the
hey.
extension?
Jerry, Eric Hobbs said that he did see the donation, but he only donated $1. He didn't follow the rules.
Oh, he didn't follow the rules. Well, he donated 10 to me, so...
There you go. Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
So we should go out to dinner,
Fist
Jason.
bump.
Where do you want to eat?
It's gotta.
Where do you want to eat? Denny's. Okay. Where do you want to get?
You don't go to Denny's. You said that yourself.
You end up at Denny's.
Yeah.
Sam donated, but he
Josh
didn't
Ranch's
ask
cars.
anything. So
Where were you on that one, Jay?
Sam, hi.
I'm just gonna read off this donation message that was just sent in by Regan. Thank you, Regan, for your $5 donation.
That's awesome, but you just cut in front of Ready Set Game and Total Tech Addiction.
Oh,
Yeah, what the
scumbag.
fuck,
I'm
man?
sorry, I feel bad.
Learn how to live
I'll answer
stream.
that.
Jesus,
Jerry
this
said
guy's
learn how
never
to live
live-streamed
stream.
before.
God.
You
Such
guys
amateur
have
hour.
this system with check marks and stuff. It's so complicated.
I don't have a system. That's all Hobbs.
Oh, okay.
Cross reference.
Ready
what the fuck
Ready
I'm
Set
doing.
Game says, thanks for all the help you both have given me over the past couple of years. Any help we've given you has probably led you down the wrong path. Just saying. Don't listen to these guys.
It was amazing.
And Paul didn't even read Reagan's question, which is where does Fractal Josh rent his cars? Doesn't he get them from Hertz?
Yeah, no, Fractal Josh rents all of his cars from Sixt.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually rent them as much
No,
as
I
he
rent them all
steals
from,
them.
Hertz. When I'm out here, it's Hertz LAX.
I've never been to a Hertz that has as many exotics as Hertz LAX.
That's what I don't understand is I always see him driving all these flash cars, and I'm like, every time I go rent a car, the dealership has like shitty cars. Like,
Yeah.
where do you go to get good cars outside of Las Vegas?
You're like, I want to rent a sports car. Like, we have this V6 Mustang.
Yeah, exactly. You want to drive this one, man? It's got an automatic transmission.
Yeah, they're all automatic.
There's
That's-
4 of the Shelby GTHs that are manual. Throughout the entire series, they have a total of 140, of which I believe 4 of them are manual.
Wow.
You can rent them?
Jeez.
That-
Soren donated, said just a little donation from a Denmark to a top nice guy. Well, thank
What are you
sir.
I
doing?
think that was a live mic.
It was a live mic.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Oh, God, loud
sorry,
noises.
guys. Sorry.
Jeez.
I thought he turned us off. I'm really sorry,
As
everyone.
far as I know, I don't even think he's been drinking.
I'm really no
Yeah,
haven't.
one beer. One beer.
Oh my
one
God,
beer.
you
Okay,
guys.
but look at his size. One beer's a lot.
Kyle's one beer deep right
If it's
now.
like half a beer, he's like over the
I'm
legal
not
limit.
that small.
Oh
Seriously,
my
if you got like
God.
one of those yard drinks, like the Hurricane.
Robert Brackett said
How
Jay's
far that
Dickle
would be
skipped over
bad.
my donation. Did he?
Yeah.
Did another one?
And probably another $1 donation.
Oh, it's probably another one. Guys,
That's
you
like
got to read the video description. Anyway, he said, are any of us planning to go to PDX Land next month? I'll be at PDX Land in July.
I don't think
So-
I'm going to be to No.
July's
wanted
like
to be,
the
but-
craziest month for me ever. I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
Beginning to end.
I turned down an overseas trip to Europe next month as well. I should have gone. What happened? Oh,
Dude, I finally got my passport. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I
Slide
want
into
to like,
DMs, like-
I want to travel.
Let's
Thanks for the
see
donation,
here.
Samuel.
Everyone else has to hunt.
Jordan Kevin Dibble says, "Hey guys, love the vids. Keep up the good work. Upgrade to SLI 1070s." Well, we'll ask the peanut gallery here. Should he upgrade to SLI 1070s or SLI 1080 from a single 980 Ti?
No,
That's
no,
kind
get
of
480s, dude. Get 480s.
That's kind of a silly question. If you can afford either one of those, just get the 1080s then.
Yeah.
Jay, would you still suggest an N through Primo? Sure, of course. If
Get
you're
the
gonna water
480s,
cool.
man. I heard
Get-
those 480s.
get
boy,
four
they can
480s.
suck so much more voltage from the slot than normal cards.
Run dual crossfire, two separate crossfire configs. Brett Ethel says, Jay, Paul, Josh, where's the best place to put a fill valve? The top?
Yeah.
The
Just-
very bottom.
They have to flip the case over every time. Just waiting on my Gaming X block to start my water cooling. Should be here Tuesday. Sweet. Oh, I got 2 480 blocks coming.
From who?
DK?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know why they're sending 2, but they're sending 2.
Oh.
But yeah.
How many 480s do you have?
Well,
Oh, I
right
got
now, the very
clarification.
moment I have
Yeah,
2,
yeah.
but only one is mine.
Jay, I got
Huh.
clarification on the PCI,
Oh.
the PCIe 3.0.
We have PCIe clarification.
The 300 watts is a combination of 75 watts from the slot, 75 watts from the PCIe connector, plus 75 watts from the first 2 by 3 connector plus 75 watts by the 2 by 3 the next 2 by 3 connector. So basically all 3 connect or all 8 connections plus the slot equal the 300 watts total.
Trying to read Jerry's.
That's max power across all the cables. So that's like if you have everything you can plug into the card from the power supply, basically, and the slot.
I don't understand that.
It says right here. Hold on, let me try to break this down. So it says 75 watts from the PCIe connector itself, plus 150 watts from a 2x4 connector, plus 75 watts from a 2x3 connector, or 75 watts from the PCIe connector plus 75 watts from the first 2x3 connector. It's like a whole matrix of shit, but basically the 300
always
watts is the
70
max you can get with all the cables connected.
But it's always a 75 watt. It's always 75 watt coming from the slot, though, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Every single one of these say that 75 watt is the max you can pull from the slot. The
Right.
300 watt negotiated includes the power from all the connections. So it's not just the slot.
Which is interesting though, because when you raise power limit and you're running dual 10 or two 8 pins or whatever, you still get more than 300 watts out of it.
Which means that you're draining more power than what those Molex connectors are rated for.
They're not Molex.
Or not Molex, whatever. Well, actually, are they still considered Molex? Because I thought the Molex was where you have the pins the was like the tension pins that are in the connector.
I'm waiting for
Molex.
Kyle. I'm waiting for Kyle to find the sensors.
What's he doing?
He's trying to change my LED lighting.
I'm not there.
Reflect
He
off
grabbed
my
my RGB remote and he's trying to change. Oh, he found one.
Oh, there's multiple.
Okay. I hate bald people says. Is it possible?
Oh, it's not bald.
Is it possible to water cool a GTX 950 if you get a universal block?
I don't know why you would, though. The block would probably cost more than the card does.
Yeah. Matt Boswell says, I want Paul to... Jeez, that's going to make me dizzy. Says, I want Paul to
Jesus.
take his shirt off.
Every single time you say something, somebody sends you a link to something else. So now they're saying that no, 75 watts isn't the max that can come out of the slot. It says the RX4... Okay, so now there's a new hot Reddit thread that says the RX480 power gate problem has a solution.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that next week.
All right, we'll talk about that next week.
I don't want to report on all the live Reddit threads. I'm just happy they're not about me for once.
Reddit was like on a crusade for you.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm in the club. Turn the light off. Pull the string.
You guys are out of
the
it.
longer one. Yeah. And then the light switch on the left.
Can't take you guys anywhere.
Ooh, look at that. Actually looks like I got pulled over. If you look at the camera.
That's a very common look for Jay.
It does look
Everything's
like I
like
got pulled
massively
over.
delayed for me, so I can't even see like.
It's
what's
funny
going
because
on.
he has no idea what we're talking about. He has to wait the minute for YouTube to update or whatever it is. Yeah, it looks like I got pulled over. He's got my disco lighting going now.
So if you guys ever crash Jay's house, it's there's
Oh.
one sensor down here and there's one behind.
Close
the
the window slats. There we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Oh, now I
That
see
looks
it.
kinda
It looks very much like license and registration, please.
I used to have a laser light projector somewhere in here, but it got buried under all the crap.
Christopher Bristol
I'm aboard.
says, "Love you guys. Jerry, Kyle, Paul, and Josh brings me great joy and make tech interesting again. Thanks."
I
Aww.
don't do anything. I don't even.
Kyle's over back there raving. They're using their LEDs on their phones. 2016 edition of a lighter.
Hey, Matt says, does Kyle have to sit on a phone book during Awesome Hardware?
Does Kyle have to sit on a phone book during Awesome Hardware? They're asking if Kyle has to sit on a phone book during Awesome Hardware.
No.
No, not usually.
It's
No, he sits on a
computer for
dictionary,
K,
get it
all you
straight.
G
There's
through
two
K.
of
The
them.
chairs are adjustable.
Any news on the aftermarket water cooling for 1080 or 1070 FE? Yeah.
I could play you a video on my car.
They use the same block as a 1080. I just think EK is putting out separate ones that are engraved different. Although they never did that for the 980 Ti. They were just like, let them all say Titan.
It's actually
Oh
pronounced.
no, that guy
The Titan.
Robert sent proof that he donated $5 to you.
Hobbs, you're fired.
Hobbs, I'm sorry, you're fired, but you're rehired right after the firing, so it's all good.
Okay, you're rehired.
Rehired.
Did you go to the JHX86 one?
The what?
There's a
Oh,
comment
no,
on that
no,
sheet
I haven't
directed
seen
to
that
you.
one. Oh, hey Jerry, have you ever thought about getting into laser cutting and engraving along with 3D printing? Oh, hell yeah. That's why I've actually got a CNC machine that can do engraving and stuff like that, but I want to actually get a laser machine. I talked to, oh God, what's the company that makes that really nice? That's the Glowforge, I think it is? Glowforge. And they were like, no, we don't need any reviews. So I was like, oh. So I'm still waiting. When the right company comes along, I am going to pick up a laser engraver. Absolutely.
Hobbs
big
gives
garage.
a fun fact that of the YouTube reviewers, Kyle was the only one that stuck around for Deadmau5. That's right, because we all split and went to Luke's room. That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
really bad.
Yeah. We.
You guys were up all night.
Up in
I
Luke's
heard.
room.
We stayed in Luke's room way into the night.
I heard there were cameras involved.
There
We
was.
had to cover our erections with pillows.
Yep, that's very true.
Now it's gotta.
I think you said a collective like 6 words that entire.
I said a few words more towards the beginning, but I'm not good at interjecting and talking over people.
You got to get better at that.
I know.
You just got to be like, shut up, Jay.
That's why we're here. We're trying to talk over
Will you shut up so I can finish this live?
And he
stream?
did.
Well, don't be a dick about it, Cole.
It's a work in progress.
Why are you gonna
okay?
be a dickhole?
I'll be quiet.
Well, Jay's got something to do tonight.
I have no idea what's happening after the stream now. I was planning on going and playing with my Vive, but apparently now.
We're gonna go play with your Vive.
Oh, baby. That's a
That
euphemism, by
shit's
the way.
fun, isn't it, Jay?
Talking about
Yeah.
your penis.
Have you played Project Cars on it yet?
No, I have not played Project Cars yet.
It's really fun with Project Cars, especially when you crash. You can like stand up and walk out of your car and then look at the damage. It's really weird.
That's bizarre.
Fuck that up, man.
You're driving along and you just like lean your head out the window and you can literally see everything from outside. You're like, this is very Ace Ventura.
Was that the one where I saw like one of the videos? The guys they stood up, moved over, sat down, and they looked back, and like the driver's there with no head on.
Yeah. But you can straight up get out of the car. The weird part is if the car's still moving and you stand up, you feel like you're gonna fall because
it's
you're
just-
yeah.
No, the car keeps moving. You're just outside of it, moving.
Oh,
with it.
really?
So all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I'm moving, but I'm not. It really messes
Have you
with
played
you.
Brookhaven Experiment?
No, but I played the entire 6 hours of a chair in a room, and that was freaky as hell.
Oh shit!
Are you
No,
alone in the dark?
Brookhaven Experiment, like it makes you like it's like jump scare.
Yeah, so is a chair in a room.
Oh, is it?
I've been looking at other scary games now because I like scary movies, but scary movies now are always predictable. Like, okay, this is gonna happen. Yep, here it is, right on cue. In these games, it's a little different. It's a little different. And Nick was over here with me watching, and he was sitting in the sim rig while I was playing with the monitor in his face, and I forced him to listen and watch as I played because he's a big chicken, right? And
room down here right now.
there was one part last night where something scared me that I wasn't expecting to the point to where I started like running in place and just flailing my arms at it because I wasn't expecting it.
Jay
So it was
had
like
a
it was like an involuntary. Yeah, I had a mini stroke. It was an involuntary response to something, and apparently it freaked out Nick enough in the chair to where he muted the game. He wouldn't listen to the audio anymore. Yeah.
Well, I remember the first time I played Slender Man and I turned up a 500-watt stereo as loud as it would go and sat here in the dark.
Could you imagine playing
Shit up.
Slender on the Vive?
Dude, you'd fucking die.
Yeah.
Jay, there might be a Slender Man in the back. Look at Kyle right now.
Oh wow, look at his eyes. Jeez.
Whoa.
How long's it been?
Wait till it.
He's just a look behind. Is he smiling? Is he really?
You gotta look when it catches up at Kyle standing back there with deflection on his eyes. It kind of looks like Slender. Okay, so I actually spoke briefly with the indie developer that did A Chair in a Room. I actually wrote him afterwards. I'm like, hey, I used your trailer in this video. I hope it's okay, but you have a freaking awesome game, and they specifically don't have things coming at you in that game because they're worried about people falling and like running away.
Yeah,
from
and that's what
something like that.
Brookhaven does. Everything's rushing you.
And the other thing is they were very concerned about heart palpitations. No joke, because you've got a headset on, you're immersed in this horror game. They were worried. They were legitimately worried about people dropping dead in a scary game. So they
I
that
had
is
like heart arrhythmia playing that game. I was like, holy shit. It's scary, man. That thing has a lot of potential to fuck with people.
yeah, it really does. And I'm finding myself more drawn to the scary games on Vive though than anything else so far.
Oh, absolutely. No, I tend to agree.
There's so much thrill in there. I mean, you guys both have Vives, right? You and
Yeah.
Kyle. Do you have a Vive, Josh?
Nope.
Have you tried any of the scary games yet, or just like
No, but I'm gonna.
No, fuck no.
We just unboxed it.
the? Really?
yet.
Are you really, Kyle?
No, I will eventually, but I just haven't gotten around
Unboxed
to
it today.
Okay, so here's the
thing that
thing.
makes
and I-
Brookhaven so scary is you
Oh,
have to
oh,
hold
yeah,
a
that's the thing.
flashlight.
Here's
Hold the-
well, yeah, but you have to do that too in a chair in a room. But sometimes you have to use a little lantern, right, which is just flickering candlelight. Other times you have an actual flashlight. Other times you're using one of those UV lights, like you would use like in a murder investigation, and you're having to like look on the walls for things and find like, yeah,
Josh
I
is
know,
saying
right?
The
I
scariest
know.
thing would be like a door.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's pretty creepy.
It was. I
Final level.
should actually make them try it before before they leave.
Were you
tonight,
just
but-
using stereo headphones, or were you using like 7.1 surround?
No, I was just using my Cloud 2s plugged into it.
Okay, because I was gonna say when I was playing the Brookhaven experience, I had like surround sound wireless headphones on,
Yeah.
and it like really added to it because you'd hear something kind of creaking off behind you, and you'd turn and it'd be right there where you.
I will say
expect it to
this:
be.
the Simulate surround on the Vive is actually really good. So even with 2-channel, it was very immersive. I didn't find myself. I could tell when something was above me, with only two channels. So they.
Well,
do,
you'd say right now, you would tell people that the Vive is definitely like a viable VR product. It's no longer a gimmick. It's like something you can really use and stay in for a long time.
Yeah, I had a conversation with this. Who was I having this conversation with? But we were talking about the future of the Vive and whether or not I thought it was something that was going to be here to stay. And I think it's something that's going to make its way into schools because the immersive learning with it, like you can explore the human body and take things apart and really get in there. I see this replacing computer labs in schools, quite honestly.
Oh, totally. I think VR is honestly the future.
Remember, I was the guy that 6 months ago didn't care at all about VR, period. But every demo I went to like made me a little bit more interested in it, and to the point to where I finally just woke up one morning and told the wife, "I'm leaving. Where are you going?" Micro Center to buy a Vive. See you in a couple hours. And then came back, and I spent more time on that Vive than I have in this office since then.
No, it's
And then-
badass. And some of the games are like really like the kids games, like
cheap.
where you can do like the cooking and stuff like that. Like that shit's even fun for adults.
But you know what I like? The most expensive game I can find for Vive is $39.99.
Yep.
And then they're all like more like $20 range, $15 range. It's perfect, and they're small.
Really?
They're small. Like A Chair in a Room was 918 megabyte download. I mean, when was the last time a game was under a gig?
Hey, have you played
exactly.
Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades yet?
No, but I've heard that's a good one. Zombie.
Dude, that's awesome.
Zombie Simulator is a fun one too.
No, you have to play the Hot Dogs game though, because you literally just get
Have you played
dropped into a
Hollow Point?
room with like grenades
Have you
and
played Hollow
dynamite
Point, the bow and arrow
and
one?
guns, and you have to
It's on
actually
my
pick them up
download
and
list.
load them and rack the
Yeah, it's
actions and
really
everything with both controllers, like the real thing.
Because Hollow Point, Hollow Point is it takes place in like the Matrix dojo, and you're shooting like bow and arrow like holograms that are coming at you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I love about the Vive is it forces you to think in 3D. You constantly have to check behind you because you'll realize like, oh crap, there was stuff going on behind me and I'm dead now because I didn't look behind me.
And the 3D perspective is like so good that I found that like even in the games like the bow and arrows, like it's very natural to get a rise on the shot and hit your target.
I had this
Like it's intuitive because you're like the distance is right.
Stretching it and stretching it would not.
I turned it up for you.
Oh.
Gotta break the
I
text.
was talking to them.
Well, it's up now.
I'm trying to interpret what Jerry's saying without hearing it.
Oh, are you lip syncing, Jerry?
I thought he was
Did he
stretching
read my
taffy
lips?
there. That's what
Tap-
I
Sometimes I
he
put
was
my
stretching
dog on the
tappy.
underside.
No, he was talking about how the haptic feedback and stuff on the Vive, like you feel like you're really.
Oh yeah,
drawing
the
a
bow and
line.
arrow. That makes.
And it's a good workout.
Well, that's the thing.
They need a
Your
taffy
bike ride.
stretching game that uses that same technique.
I want a butt
To
stock for
stretch
the
the
shooting
tap-
games.
A
Yeah,
butt
that'd be
sock?
cool.
Yeah, I want a
Oh,
butt stock.
oh
Hey
yeah,
Paul,
yeah, yeah.
Paul, don't you worry. There will be some taffy stretching
We
games.
got one. It's
Okay.
Sock-
There'll be
sock
plenty
and
He's
of
butt.
stretching his taffy
stretching
now, he
games for
says.
you.
That looks
There's
pretty
going to
good.
be a lot of taffy stretching if you know what I'm saying.
Have you guys found that on the games like with bow and arrow, your arms start to get tired because you find yourself flexing an imaginary string that's really not there? Like you're actually pulling hard.
Yep.
Yeah, like longbow
Like
in the lab.
punching
But it
shit
makes it more
behind you.
believable that way too.
Yeah.
Instead of just.
Yeah.
It's like if you ever draw back and you just have to hold it for a while, you start to get tired.
I know, you're like, oh my god, I can't hold this any longer.
The thing that still surprised me the most about the VR is how good the leg and tracking is, where you can throw the controller up in the air, flip it, and grab the handle.
It does look weird if you can't hear him, huh?
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to interpret.
even sometimes
What
you can
he's
hear it,
actually
still
saying.
He's
weird.
just now seeing the feed.
No, he can see you live. He's looking at you right
Okay.
now. But you keep making these hand gestures that are very suggestive.
Without the audio, everything's a little weird. Like I'm eating
Yeah.
a hamburger.
Yeah, you're right. You can toss them up in the air.
I don't want to eat now.
Lost my appetite.
Is that a Denny's ad?
You guys down for hot dogs? No.
Let's see. Crystal Wolf, have Kyle do his accent that he did for their stream.
Oh yeah.
Look, you son of a bitch! I ain't gonna do no fuck you boy accent, you fuck boy. Okay, fuck you and your whole ancestor. This TechTalk is full of shit.
Was that also on your vlog? Like, oh, look at Taurus.
Look at this American tourist. He left the building, so he called it the cock of Taiwan. Look, he
That's
wastes
weird.
all
That
his
almost kind of
stories
sounds
on
like
his
a
family
cross
time.
between
What the fuck?
Chinese and the Mighty Boosh.
What you do, Jay?
It's a Chinese boosh.
I steal one of your children, sell him back to Vietnam.
it's Vietnamese.
You want to drink some
If it was-
Baileys
if
from
it
a
was-
slipper?
If it was Taiwanese, that would be
I would say
offensive because Kyle is not Taiwanese.
Are you Vietnamese?
Have we ever actually gotten Kyle's birth certificate to confirm exactly where he's from?
That shit's harder to get than Obama's.
Taiwanese or Thai?
Let's see. Christopher Bristol says, "Here's a second for Kale's Taiwanese accent." Oh man, see.
Tails.
First of all, his name's Kyle, not Kale. That's a green.
Call him that from now on. Let's just call him
And he
Kale.
just said it was Vietnamese,
Vietnamese.
not Taiwanese.
He's Kale.
Everyone know who eat the.
Shut up,
who eat
Kales.
this.
What do you say? Cow.
Ariel Rosario said new to PC building. It said I was able to find a Gigabyte 1080 G1 for $648. I don't know how the hell she did that.
Wow.
But there is a back order until mid-July. Is a 750 watt PSU good enough to run that setup even if I go SLI?
I guess it's going to depend on the 80 plus rating on that PSU, because power supplies should not be rated on just their output wattage. There's a lot more to it. Right? Paul? When searching for a power supply, the total wattage output should be less emphasis on that versus things like power efficiency, the number of rails, the quality of those rails, right? Because 750 watt power supplies are not created equal.
Even number of rails, I've started to focus less on, at least after talking to Johnny a little bit about it.
Just a good single 12 volt rail. will do the
Yeah,
job.
a good single 12 volt. But even the multi-rail stuff, if they're designed proper, they'll overflow to the other rails if it's really necessary, or they have better switching designs now that'll switch between the rail setups. But yeah, I mean, as long as you've established your baseline for the wattage that you need. Yeah, after that, I would definitely go for efficiency rating over like another 100 or 200 watts or anything. I usually like to get a good 100 to 150 watts more than what I need. But
Hexit chimes in chat and says amperage on the rail is important too.
oh yeah, that's true. Especially if you have a graphics card that draws a lot of wattage. There hasn't been anything really too bad like that since the 295X2 though, I think.
Yeah.
But wasn't that card really efficient?
So to make things simple for
It was a
Ariel
great
here, let's
deal.
just say get a bigger power supply.
Just get a 1600 watt and call it a day.
Get a 1600 watt. Doesn't even at that point it doesn't even matter if it's like dirt rated.
And get a 1600 watt and then just plug like your 950 into it.
There you go. Just get there you go.
Let it run at about 8% efficiency.
Done.
Anything else on your end? Because it's time to start wrapping up.
Okay, so Stephen Scott said, "What do you think about Microsoft not letting users keep their paid content on their end?" Oh, is this about
Wait,
that
what?
fitness shit? Hold on, I'm opening up a URL here. I want to see if this is Xbox Fitness. Apparently, people paid for Xbox Fitness, and Microsoft just retired it, and they didn't give anybody a refund.
Really?
Yeah, I read about it today a little bit. I don't know all the details on it, but I think that's kind of fucked up if it's true.
Wow. CCM 1092 says, "Tell Kyle that his cable mod coupon isn't working." Awesome vids.
That expired a long time ago.
So yeah, if you're watching like say a 6-month-old video, it doesn't mean that the coupon codes are still good. Kind of like I had that I had a Valentine's Day code for performance PCs.
It's like next year's Valentine's.
Dude, a lot of people don't read. I'm pretty sure people are still joining the Gleam the Gleam contests for like everything that's already been
It's
given
scary.
away.
It's scary how many people don't actually pay attention to the dates of the videos they watch.
Yeah, I had a person email me today that said, "When are you going to announce the winner for the contest for something I made a video of last week that we announced the winner?"
Jay, when are you going to give away those Munitio billets that you gave away in 2012?
I remember those. I remember those. Joseph Whitehouse said, "It's chaos. I love the show. I think you could turn tonight's show into a horror game." Jay thought it was safe, but a simple knock on the door. It was not safe.
Seemed so interesting.
That knock on the door led to the derailment of this entire show.
You know, okay, so I knew something was
okay.
happening when the knock was like, and I'm going, normally when the wife wants my attention, she just texts me. So then it's like, I'm doing a show. I know, open the door. I'm expecting to see like the baby's covered in blood or something. I open the door, and then like Josh steps in like the big friendly giant, right? His big leg comes in, he's all lanky and stuff. I'm like, oh great, I know what's happening here. And then I saw Kyle, and I was like, well, wherever Kyle goes, Paul is sure to go. So actually, it's probably the other way around. But
So am I going to see any of these yahoos when I come down next week?
probably. He's asking if he's going to see you guys when he's here next week. He's here Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay.
Don't know.
Not me. I leave Sunday.
This guy's gone. We'll see.
Well, that's a positive thing.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
because Josh isn't going to be here.
I want to see you, Jerry.
Yeah.
They want to see you.
They want to see
Well,
all of
Okay,
Yeah,
I can
wanna have
say
a big
this.
hug.
So Jerry and I talked about the idea of doing a fan meetup on Saturday morning because he leaves Saturday afternoon.
Did you cancel it or no?
Well, no, it wasn't canceled. It just wasn't formally planned. So I don't know if you guys aren't doing anything next Saturday, then we could all get together somewhere. We might actually pull in like 10 people that way.
Let's do it, man. We might get like 10 whole people
That would
between
be
us.
better than the last fan meetup that we did.
No, because this
Exactly.
is July weekend.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So it'll be,
Fan meetups are awkward when just one guy shows up.
Maybe me too.
Like at Mock's boarding house.
Yes.
We're going
Jerry
to
and I did a
Discord,
fan meetup in Seattle
And Mock.
the year before last.
Yeah.
And I think we had a collective like 6 people come.
The big thing is like you have to let people know well enough in advance because like we've done it before. Like, man, if I'd have known, I would ask for the day off work or.
But the thing is, most of the time we did it was always on a weekday. But we're hoping Saturday morning, like people might be more available.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys think Paul and Kyle should get in on that, if they're available, then push one in chat. If you think
No,
we should
screw that. Go spam their Twitters.
Okay, yeah, hit up their Twitter
Just go spam the shit out of their
Yeah,
Twitter.
bro.
and hashtag. I don't know what should their hashtag be for this crashing this stream.
Sausage fest.
Hashtag Sausage Fest.
That'll be the
Jerry?
second, right?
How about hashtag bad touch?
Saturdays.
I like bad touch.
Hashtag Bad Touch.
Bad touch.
Okay.
Stranger danger.
Just do all the hashtags, but don't leave any characters unused when you tweet them.
Yeah, 140 characters on every tweet or bust.
To retweet it.
All right. Anything? Oh, I see a comment here I missed. Sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
Too.
Dalton X12 says, "Hey Jay, is a 360mm rad and a 120 rad enough for a 6700K and a 1080?" Of course. That's like way more than enough. That's good. Actually, I would probably maybe even drop the 120. Honestly.
And then I got, let's see, Ian Richards said, hi.
What does
again,
9
guys.
mean?
Finally getting a GTX 1080 and a water block to replace my 980. I need to replace some of the 13mm acrylic hard tubing. Will the compression rings in the Alpha Cool fitting still be fine after 1 year or need replacing?
Not gonna be here. Why are you going?
Usually they'll be fine. The oh wait, the Alpha Cool fittings?
Yeah, he said the Alpha Cool fittings.
You know, the only O-rings I've ever had like consistently tear on me have actually been Bits Power, but they're a lot thinner on something like 12mm fittings.
Isn't it kind of, though, like a clutch on a car? If you're going to be in there and rip it apart, you might as well replace it just so you don't have a leak.
The thing
with
is,
it.
you can't just buy the O-rings for those fittings. You have to buy all the
You
fittings.
can't. Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm not even watching this shit.
Josh
usually
started to play
avoid
back to
that.
stream.
I mean, no.
All right. Anything you want to say before we get out of here? Because I'm ready to go.
I think we're ready to wrap this up. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching, and thanks to all those fucktards for coming in and messing up our show.
Jerry says thanks to the fucktards for messing up our
For
show.
messing up our show.
You are welcome.
Thanks for showing up this week.
I love
That was
Josh.
legitimately a concern. Like, fuck, hope Jerry doesn't
I
cancel.
love Josh. I do. No, actually, that was really fun. I think, how many viewers we got in here right now?
26. It was just over 3,000 at one point.
Yeah, it probably jumped up when we started, like, I retweeted out when those guys first showed up, and everybody was like,
I have a
woo!
video
It's always a fun show. We don't like
C63
normal, like,
startup and then
scheduled
engine
scripted
revs
shit.
and
We
then
just
post it on
like
Instagram
crazy
so
stuff.
you can see how shit
Hey,
it is.
Josh says he has a video of the C63 AMG starting up and revving. He's asking you if he should put it on Instagram.
Yes, please put it on Instagram, because even though I hate you made that decision.
non-patriot. You're such a Nazi. Yes, put it on Instagram.
Yes,
yes.
Dude,
Just
it's
so
got a
people know
motor and
you're
it
a
makes
Nazi.
big brooms. Is it? It's a V8, right?
He's always got a motor. It makes it. It's a V8, right?
V8 bi-turbo.
Yes, it's a V8 twin turbo.
Oh, and I found out
Oh
507
God,
horsepower.
V8 twin
507 horse.
Yeah.
How much does it weigh?
17 pounds.
Wait, the
Ooh.
V8
I think
twin
I
turbos?
didn't
It's
look
got to be
that
like
up. I wanna
500-600
say
horsepower, huh?
5,000. It's big.
I don't know. I think. I don't know. I shouldn't say it on stream. I was going to say I think another Nizzy versus AMG is in order, but last time it was a perfect stranger, and I don't want to be responsible for these guys wrapped around a tree.
Shut up.
I mean, after all, Josh is driving.
It's okay. It's a rental, Jay. Don't worry about it.
Did you get the insurance?
No, I didn't. And
His credit card will cover it.
it broke free. It broke traction on me in comfort mode.
In comfort mode.
So
Yes, it was very.
Have you put it in oh shit traction control off race mode yet?
he's asking if you turned off traction control and put it in race mode.
I did when I did a fucking wicked donut earlier today, like a douchebag.
On accident?
No, that one was on purpose.
Oh, is it? It's a 4-door, right?
Being outdone by
Okay.
accident.
It sucks
All right.
that it's a rental car because you can't record him doing that shit and post it. That would be awesome, though. I want to see that car do donuts. Send me a video.
Especially
of you doing
since,
a donut.
yeah, he probably shouldn't put up a video of him doing donuts in it, considering Hertz follows him.
Yeah, tweet it
Yeah,
out.
don't
Thanks for
publicly
Bill
post the
Hurst.
video. Just send me the video. I just want to see that.
Hertz
thing
is
get
watching
burned out.
right now. We'll post it. He doesn't have to post it. So.
All right, guys.
All
It's
right,
been
man.
a fun tech talk. You guys have fun doing whatever you're gonna do. I'm gonna sit here and awkwardly talk to my camera for a little while.
Yeah, are you doing another life update?
Yeah, not really. I'm just gonna tell it. Everybody's been wondering like how I got started in computers and everything. So I
Oh,
figured
that's right.
I just start from
So
being.
instead of doing a draw my life, it's just a draw how I got started in tech.
It's gonna be just me talking to the camera about how I got started in tech and then how I learned how to program and all that shit.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll the outro. Thanks for watching, everybody, and sorry these guys showed up.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Anything you guys want to say during the outro?
What's up?
Anything you guys want to say during the outro? The mic is on.
Spay and neuter your cats and dogs.
Control the pet
And on that bombshell.
All right, and.